Okay, Cancer, y'all let me know if you can feel it, because we're closing August out with a cosmic big bang, all right? Venus is going to be shifting into the bold sign of Leo. Uranus is going to be syncing up with Neptune to really just shake up our visions, y'all. And then the first quarter moon in Sagittarius is going to be pushing us towards expansion. Y'all, this is not just another week, okay? This is the kind of week that turns a page in your life story, okay? So let's talk about it, shall we? But first, welcome back to the Cancerian Vibe. I am Bridget, your one-stop shop for all things astrology, intuitive insights, and tarot guidance tailored specifically for my fellow Cancerians. If you didn't know, I'm a Cancer as well. If you're new here, go ahead, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never, ever miss these weekly check-ins. I always make sure my Cancers are prepared for the week ahead, okay? If you're not new to this, you're true to this, you know I'm going to give you a little bit of the Astrolo-Tea about this upcoming week. So, like I said in the beginning, y'all, Venus is going to be moving into the sign of Leo starting off the week. We're kicking it off with a bang, all right? This is happening on August 25th. Venus is going to move into Leo, and that just means it's going to be time to step into the spotlight. Just go ahead and have your confidence, because yeah, we're stepping into the spotlight, y'all, okay? This could look like you upgrading your wardrobe, Cancer. This could look like you being more open to love, you know. This could look like you shining in your career spaces where you may have been like kind of just behind the scenes, or you know, not getting the recognition that you felt like you deserve. In real life, y'all, you may feel a push to kind of demand more, okay? You may feel like it's time to ask for more love, more respect, more recognition. Just yeah, it's time to get what's yours, okay? Uranus is then going to move in, it's going to sextile. Uranus is going to sextile Neptune on the 28th of August, you guys. And this is a very, very rare, dreamy, innovative kind of alignment, okay? For us Cancers, this could bring sudden inspiration, spiritual downloads, y'all. This could be where you have like a shift in how you see your future for yourself, right? So it's like a vision board moment kind of situation. That's what it's giving, okay? Where you're able to kind of dream a little bit bigger, but you also kind of realize that you can make this dream real too, you know what I mean? And then, you know, we're going to end out the month with a bang with a first quarter moon, all right? First quarter moon is going to be in the sign of Sagittarius on August the 31st. This is the last big energy, like I said, of August, and it's really just Sagittarius energy. It's going to tell you to take action. It's going to say go for it, okay? Sagittarius kind of pushes expansion and adventure and, you know, making bold decisions. That's what this feels like too. So this could mean you saying yes to some type of travel situation, or some type of career move that you're thinking about, or just the big picture planning of your future or your next season. You know what I mean? So, you know, expect to feel some shakeups in those areas in your life, Cancer. In short, y'all, basically this week is about closing out August with confidence, embracing the vision, you know, and your creativity, embracing your creativity and taking bold steps forward. This is what that's going to be, this week is going to be about. Before we jump into the cards, y'all, before we jump into the tarot, don't forget that you can find all of my readings, classes, ebooks at the link in the description and pin comment below, y'all. While you're down there, of course, make sure that you drop me a hello, say hey to me. Tell me what you're manifesting as we close August, or just leave me your favorite emoji. Leave me some love with your emojis to let me know that you're tapped in. I love it. I appreciate it. And of course, leave me some residue of your good Cancerian energy on my thumbs up button. All right. Look, I said good energy, and we got some divine magic showing up. All right. So I would appreciate it, Cancer. It really helps the Cancerian vibe tribe grow, and that is the mission, okay? But let's get into it. Let's ask Spirit to give us clarity about this upcoming week ahead for Cancer. Let's move this out of the way. Thank you, Spirit, for clear and accurate insight for Cancer's upcoming week ahead. What is the overall energy of the week? What is the main theme that's guiding Cancers as we close out August, Spirit? As Cancer closes out August. Ooh. All right, so that was a lot that came out. Abundance is showing up, though, you guys. This Uriel, Archangel Uriel, is showing up here at the bottom of the deck. It's the number 10 card. This is this gold energy. You know, 10s are endings, but new beginnings. And as we end August, we're going to have a new beginning in September, right? So I definitely feel like this energy is confirmation, this gold aura, right? Definitely, some of you, if you're an entrepreneur or have dreams or goals of being an entrepreneur, I can see where there's definitely going to be some type of breakthrough or expansion or something that makes you really, really happy in business. And I feel like that's going to fuel your fire. It's going to give you kind of this insight, this epiphany even, maybe some type of solution to, you know, where there may have been a problem in your entrepreneurial journey. And, you know, whatever it was, there are ups and downs, there are waves, there are ebbs and flows, right? But there is going to be some type of breakthrough that I feel like, you know, it may feel like you've exhausted all your options, but it's like this last option is going to be the one that does the trick. You know, it gives the vibe like when you're trying to look for something, like if I try to look for a certain card, it would be, it's like I would start from here and go all the way down, but it wouldn't be the one I was looking for until I got to the end. You know what I mean? And it was the one time that I didn't decide to go down to the end. Or you know how you try to go down to the end thinking, oh, it's probably at the end, but it's really up at the beginning and you're like stuck going through. That's what this kind of feels like. Like you may have had that kind of situation in your entrepreneurial journey. In whatever way, you know, not literally, but figuratively. But there's about to be some type of breakthrough or solution where it's going to give kind of like an aha moment and things are going to move to this flow of abundance. So y'all, this second half of the year, as we move into, yes, we're about to start eclipse season in September and, you know, all the other things that are going to come with it that, of course, I'm going to inform you. So make sure you're subscribed so I can keep you up to date. But definitely we're moving into the better half of the year, okay? The further we get into the year, the better it is. And I do feel like with this energy of abundance guiding our week, again, there's going to be kind of this positive, there has to be kind of this positive kind of rebirth for you, Cancer, where I feel like you can decide like, okay, yeah, the future is bright. Like I know that, I feel it. It's bright, just like this gold energy, okay? But this week's energy with this abundance, y'all, that it's rooted in optimism, okay? Breakthrough, that's what the card says. Optimism, breakthrough, excitement, and faith, right? Spirit is really just saying that August is closing with a reminder that you are stepping into a season of overflow. This is abundance, right? Not lack, Cancer, okay? So the opportunities that show up, they may not look like the big win that you're thinking about, like at first glance, you know what I mean? But they're planting the seeds of long-term success and joy. Like this is a tree. A tree, you know, it takes a while to grow and kind of see or whatever, but a tree lasts a while, right? So I do feel like with this energy showing up too, this could look like in real life, y'all, like, you know, in your day-to-day this week, receiving some type of unexpected good news in your career or your finances. So it's looking really good, especially, and I'm not going to say just especially for entrepreneurs, but yeah, kind of. You definitely may feel more supported in your friend groups, because soul groups was right behind it, because this card tried to come out with it too. But soul groups, you definitely may feel more connected in your soul groups, your friend groups, your love relationships, your friendships, whatever. But definitely I'm feeling breakthrough. Okay, you're gonna have to have breakthrough in your own confidence. Okay, finally just believing in yourself and knowing that you deserve more. Like you deserve this abundance. You deserve this. So closing out August with faith, positivity, you know, is really just going to set the tone for a prosperous September, October, November, December. But let's see, I'm going to read the additional message for, it's a number 13 card. And, you know, sometimes 13 gets a bad rep of being like a bad luck number. But I feel like it's really the odd energy that's going to be, you know, it's like something odd is, you know, kind of showing up this week, but in a good way. It's like the odd or the weird is good. But the additional message here says that abundance is a term that most people associate just with financial success. And while that's true, Cancer, however, abundance can also be experienced as a great deal of love in your life, okay? It can manifest itself as vibrant health or wonderful opportunities that will lead to financial prosperity in the future, okay? Abundance is manifesting itself in your life at this very moment. So enjoy all the ways that the universe is blessing you right now. It definitely, you know, and this feels kind of like an orange tree. Oranges, I feel like, are definitely the sign of abundance and just being fruitful. Color activations, definitely you having more gold and green in your wardrobe, or just using gold or green crystals, or just incorporating the green and gold colors are going to activate this energy more in your life this week, Cancer. Gold energy will help you kind of clarify your commitment and any type of like your commitment to your vision, really, okay? And the color green will open up forms of communication that help attract like prosperous situations, money situations, okay? So definitely work with those two colors this week. Let's tap more. Look, we got the Empress showing up, and see, there's that 3. There's a 3 showing up. But there's definitely an energy of abundance carrying you out of the end of this month, Cancer. So this is beautiful. But let's look at what challenge may show up. Any potential lessons or blocks that may show up for Cancer this week. That's funny, the Emperor tried to come out. Well, see, and so the Empress came flying out. Interesting. So, and then the Queen of Pentacles is here at the bottom of the deck. I'm definitely feeling this energy, or this kind of like drawing this, or like Spirit is entrepreneurship, okay? Wherever you are in your entrepreneur journey is definitely showing up this week. But the Empress is all about creation and nurturing, like, this beauty of abundance, right? So as a challenge, it's showing up as a challenge. It's almost like Spirit is asking, do you even really believe that you deserve to receive all that abundance is or has for you, right? Do you truly believe that, Cancer? You may kind of struggle this week with over giving over giving to others while neglecting your own needs. So be very mindful of that, Cancer. You know, impatience can be kind of a thing showing up here. You know, impatience with your growth or your expansion. You could be feeling like, you know, I want my harvest right now, and the seed hasn't fully ripened. You know, the baby hasn't fully developed. It's not time. Okay. Definitely with the Empress showing up again too, I feel like there could be kind of self-worth issues, you know, where you're not fully embracing your beauty, your power, your divine right and your divine magic to abundance, right? So while the overall energy of abundance kind of shows blessings are flowing to you, Cancer, they're flowing to us. The challenge is about just really actually allowing yourself to receive them. You know what I mean? Receive these blessings without guilt, Cancer. Receive them without comparison, okay? That's going to be the thing. Receive them without sabotaging them, you know? Be careful of that, especially with especially with this Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is really saying the challenge is not about the lack of resources, okay? It's not, Cancer. It's about how you're managing them, how you're gonna manage these resources, right? So you may have all of the tools, the money, or the opportunities, but the struggle could be in really just trusting yourself or trusting your own ability to sustain them, you know, especially for a long term. So it's that classic kind of Cancer worry, you know, how we can tend to worry sometimes and wonder if we can hold on to this. Can I, you know, because we get our claws on stuff. Can I keep my grip on this? Can I hold on to this? Can I manage it? And Spirit is trying to remind us that you don't have to mother everyone else's dreams at the cost of your own dreams, Cancer, okay? You don't. Anchor your Empress energy with the Queen of Pentacles practically, and budget your time, budget your energy, your resources wisely. Like, you don't have to burn out. You don't have to overgive. Just manage it wisely, okay? Manage what you are giving and also receiving, okay? Wisely. But let's see. Let's move. Let's actually ask. Let's ask what, how can Cancer best navigate this week? How does Cancer move best through this week, Spirit? How does Cancer move with grace this week? So we have the High Priestess. High Priestess showing up. The Knight of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. So it does feel like things move rather swiftly, Cancer. And I feel like with that Knight of Swords energy showing up at the bottom, coming out with this High Priestess energy, definitely that's up our alley, Cancer. Just, you know, our intuitive guidance, our intuitive just inside of knowing. You know, I feel like Spirit is saying, when you know that you know, act on it. You know what I mean? Be determined, be intentional about acting on it, okay? The High Priestess is really just saying that your best strategy this week is to trust your inner knowing, okay? Before you act, trust what your inner knowing is saying, okay? Spirit really wants us to lean into our intuition this week, okay? Our gut, those nudges, those dreams that you're having, those subtle signs, don't just pass those off as nothing, Cancer, because they are going to show you the truth before words or actions do, all right? But yeah, definitely with that this Knight of Swords at the bottom, y'all, it does give kind of this warning to not rush into decisions just because you feel some type of pressure, okay? So do be mindful of the impulsive kind of conversations or quick judgments, or you know what I mean? And just make sure that you're letting the wisdom of your inner knowing guide your actions, not fear, not urgency, not, you know, pressure of any sort. If it's not your inner knowing, it's not knowing, okay? So if you pause and you just really listen to yourself, you know, you are the High Priestess, Cancer. You'll know exactly when to strike, you know what I mean? And I feel like, especially moving forward and confidence, it's about combining the patience with precision. That's why I said you got to be like really intentional in this Knight of Swords. It's like you know, when you're hunting prey or whatever, you're not just going Speedy Gonzalez right at it. You're going to kind of corner yourself. You're going to kind of wait and see, and then you're going to, you know, you're going to know when to make your move. You're going to instinctively know when to make your move. So that's what is showing up for this week, Cancer. And I feel like the main message is here. Spirit is saying that you do deserve this overflow. You do deserve this abundance, but you may be getting in the way of it. And that could be by lack of confidence. So affirmations, mirror work, that's going to be your friend this week. But really just allowing yourself to receive. The Empress sits back and receives. And you saw how the Emperor tried to come out when we were shuffling for that too. That's a connection. You see how there's a connection under this, in this abundance card. I'm not sure if y'all can tell my light, and I'm in a different place and all that. So yeah, but there's a couple under this tree. And so, you know, just like the additional message says, while it is about money, abundance does equate to money, financial, tangible money that you can spend. It's more about connections, okay? It's, and I'm not going to say it's more about, but it's also about connections and love and just overall health and vitality and the things that you don't even think about that you're going to be blessed with, Cancer. So just allow yourself to feel those, to, you know, really appreciate those. And the more gratitude, the more that this, the more that you know, receive. But let's look, we're going to take a short, what is this, side swipe, whatever. We're going to look at the energy surrounding your love and relationships. Okay, what energy is guiding Cancer's heart and mind this week? Heart and relationships, rather. What is the energy guiding Cancer's relationships this week? Ooh, Cancer. We got a workplace romance showing up, and I am feeling like that because definitely with the connections and Empress and Emperor is giving like power couple kind of thing. So somebody Cancer, you know, and let me know who you are down in the comment section, okay? Somebody may definitely have a suitor or somebody try to approach you at work or in some type of work environment, and it turns into a workplace romance. But the card says common cause connection, right? And so again, because heavy entrepreneurship energy was showing up, I'm feeling like Cancer, Spirit is putting you with your soul group or your soulmate, right? To put you in alignment with people that have the same values, concerns, you know, that you have as far as in the world, some of the same dreams, you know. Of course, we're all different, right? But I definitely feel like there is some type of connection that's coming together through your workplace, through what you do for work, through someone that you know at work. It's definitely going to be tied to around how you make money in some type of way. For somebody, I do feel like it's going to be someone showing or coming out at your workplace saying, you know, how they feel about you. So expect a heart-to-heart conversation or somebody trying to open up honestly and communicate with you. This is This is honestly really, really juicy energy. Like I said, the card really points to connections. Like how the cards have been playing out today definitely point to connections that are going to be built around shared goals, shared environments, or some type of shared responsibility, right? So for us Cancers, love this week may kind of come through meeting or deepening the bonds with someone in your workplace, like I said, or like in a creative or community space. You know, it's like, you know, you could show up to some type of club, social event, and I'm not saying like a club, like a dance club, but some type of club. You know how they have like zookeepers club or whatever, you know what I'm saying, right? So you could find yourself the same interest. You're finding someone where you all are linking over the same type of interest, or finding romance with someone who truly just understands your grind, you know what I mean? That understands your hustle, that understands your purpose, and they're not trying to get in the way of that. They are, you know, they're a great compliment. Again, the Emperor tried to come out. It's a good compliment to your already what you got going on, you know what I mean? So if you're already partnered, Cancer, this could be about finding new passion through collaboration, working on a shared dream or a project, or even just getting back on the same page about the future. That's what this feels like. Okay, I will say too that this kind of hints at blurred lines. All right, so just be mindful. You know, they do say don't dip your honey where you make your money, but I'm just gonna say too, but balance in work and personal life is gonna be key, okay? Or attraction where there is a common cause, because you know sometimes things can get in the way, so just be mindful of that. So Spirit is asking, like, is this connection helping you grow? Or is it distracting you from your path? So, you know, be mindful of that. Some of you may have to answer that question this week. So really the takeaway with love is about partnership rooted in purpose, you know, purpose and a soul purpose. I was going to say I want to pull one more, but that came flying out, which is children. This energy, your love life is being affected by children. Like I said, I feel like too with this children energy trying to show up, there's a childlike energy, renewal, like a new birth that's coming to your love and relationship life. But it could definitely be beyond you. Some of you could be meeting the person that you're having children with. Or some of you could have a child with the person that you're already connected with, but there could still be something where, you know, this connection is distracting you. You know what I mean? I'm going to pull just one more and see what actually comes out with this love energy for Cancer this week. Since I don't be doing enough love readings, let me pull an extra card, right? What's showing up for love this weekend for Cancer? What's the energy? So making the effort. So yeah, I do feel like, and look, very soon is showing up here at the bottom of the deck. I do feel like someone in your workplace, or like in your it doesn't literally have to be your workplace, but I do feel like it's going to be that for someone. But just literally someone in your environment, or just around the same type of cause, concern, whatever. It's like they're the yin to your yang, or vice versa, okay? And they're coming in to make the effort. It says great. The card says great with great love. Great love is worth taking the steps that you're guided to take, right? That's what, and hopefully y'all can see the cards, actually, my bad, right? But taking the steps that you're guided to take, again, going back to your inner knowing, okay? So if you're being guided to take some type of step in your love and relationship life, Cancer, it might be key to do so, okay? I feel like too, like this is Spirit kind of asking you, Cancer, to pay attention to the connections tied to your shared purpose, okay? Because it's not just a passive thing here. Spirit is really saying to make the effort, all right? If you want real love, if you want reciprocity, Cancer, if you want growth, right? You have to take the intentional steps, right? This could look like opening up emotionally, or just being more consistent in communication, right? Or showing someone that you just truly care. You know what I mean? Spending quality time with someone, Cancer. And then, like I said, with this very soon showing up at the bottom of the deck, Spirit is hinting that I feel like clarity in your love life is on the horizon, okay? So whether it's some type of commitment that you're making, new love, or just clarity on whether something is worth your time, your effort, your energy, right? It's going to be a decision. It's going to be coming up quickly. All right. And see, definitely I was seeing the energy of love languages and love language acts of service showed up here. Actions are going to speak louder than words. I feel like someone is definitely going to be showing you actions, and it's giving it definitely a new kind of vibe, a new energy. So this is really exciting if you don't have a person, Cancer, because this means that you could very well soon here in the very near future. Okay. If you want to get more personal about it, let me know. We can do a love reading for you. Check out the link. But yeah, if you are already in a partnership, Cancer, this could look like you deciding to take it to the next level, putting in the effort to, you know, actually, you know, make things official, whatever that is, defining the relationship, whatever. But something is brewing, something's happening this very much soon, like, okay? So at the end of the day, I feel like love is just all about, I'm going to say this too before we move forward. If you've been in limbo about someone, expect to have clarity about this situation very soon, okay? And once you get the clarity, it's like move with intention, okay? Going back to the Knight of Swords. If you're single, someone may enter through, again, like your shared work environments. You have some type of community project or goal or community space, wherever you could be running into someone like that. Love this week really is just all about alignment and effort, okay? Are you willing to nurture this connection that's about to reveal itself to you? That's the question. Are you ready to nurture it? Because I feel like it's definitely a spiritual connection. It's a soul connection. But let's look at finances and career. What's the energy guiding Cancer's finances, opportunities, and career this week? I love that I don't know if y'all saw that. It was a science card that tried to pop out. And that's the energy that I was talking about with that entrepreneurship, where it's like you've been testing out hypotheses or testing out this, switching out variables, kind of just doing a scientific method to kind of see what works, what doesn't work, what's working for you, what's going to bring in the customers, or what's going to, you know, whatever. I'm definitely seeing that insight for Cancer this week. But let's see what actually shows up for Cancer. What's guiding Cancer's money and career? Thank you. So we have recognition. So again, definitely in alignment with the energy that's showing up for Cancer. Venus moving into Leo. You are being recognized, all right? The money is looking good and solid. Whatever you are working on now will win you the respect, okay, of others. This could land you some type of promotion, okay, some type of leadership position, or get you the recognition that you deserve. So this is Spirit confirming that you deserve the recognition. So don't shy away from it. When you get congratulated this week, don't be alarmed, don't be surprised. Do not try to self-deprecate outside of the compliment. Take the compliment because you deserve it, Cancer. Okay. And I feel like, you know, this is underlying energy of loss. Okay. So you're coming out of a place, out of a time where you experienced some type of loss, or you may have felt like you took a loss out of this money and career situation, right? But no, Spirit is saying not always lost. You're still being recognized. And honestly, I really feel like this combination with loss here at the bottom of the deck is really about all about the contrast and the perspective, right? The Spirit, I feel like Spirit is really saying that your hard work is finally being seen, Cancer. You may get some praise, you know, some acknowledgement, or even, like I said, the leadership opportunity that just validates, right, all that you have been putting in, excuse me, all the work that you have been pouring in, blood, sweat, and tears, excuse me, Cancer. But you are stepping into the spotlight in your career and your finances. That's just the skinny and fat of it all, okay? But this underneath, there is a fear. There's a fear that you won't be able to sustain it. There's a fear of loss. There's this fear of not being secure, okay? You could have some type of fear of money slipping away from you, like, you know, some type of anxiety that the recognition is just, you know, futile or, you know, fake or whatever. This is that shadow energy, and you don't want to allow that to negatively affect this recognition that Spirit is blessing you with, okay? Because you can't let fear block, you can't let fear of a loss, right, block your ability to receive recognition, okay? Spirit is saying the turbulence that you've been through, like financially, that's what has shaped you into someone who can be trusted with more. That's why you are giving or getting more, Cancer. You know, you had to go through that struggle where, you know, you were feeling like finances were down or obsolete, or where you had the fear of loss. You know, you understand it intimately, but now it's more so about believing that you deserve to be in that winner circle. You have to know that for yourself, okay? You have to understand that for yourself. So I feel like, you know, you definitely could be feeling or hearing some good news about your money, some type of promotion or project this week, even as you feel like you're just barely holding it all together. Spirit is going to remind you that what feels like a setback, Cancer, you know, in this loss or whatever, what feels like a setback is actually just making room for some greater acknowledgement, that, you know, some greater reward that you are truly deserving of. I need you to know that. So, yeah, Cancer, this week, I feel like this week, like I said, is all about closing out August on a high note. This abundance energy, Venus in Leo is pushing us to demand it. Demand your worth, Cancer, okay? Uranus and Neptune they're going to be syncing up to spark divine vision, okay? And then that first quarter moon, y'all, it says it's time to act boldly. That's going along with this Knight of Swords energy, okay? I'm going to leave it here, you guys. If this reading resonated, please don't forget to like it. Comment, let me know, share this video with a fellow Cancerian. And like I said, if you want to dive deeper with your personal, like you want to get this personalized to you, your own energy, what's coming up for you in the next month, all of that good stuff, money and career, or love and relationships, y'all. You can dive deeper with a personal session with me, one-on-one. All of my links are in the description box below. You can book a reading with me as well. But yeah, y'all, let's step into September, right? That just reminded me of my walking thing. We need to do that again. I need to bring that back up. But anyway, y'all, let's step into September just ready, confident, and aligned like Spirit is calling for us to do, okay? I'm gonna leave it there. I done yapped enough today. I hope that y'all enjoyed the reading though. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, love you.